Hello viewers and welcome to Africa and Beyond Television Network. And this morning, let us take a look on what is happening in the nation Zimbabwe. And remember, we are treading in the muddy waters because of dirty politics happening in the nation of Zimbabwe, and because of opportunism in our politics, because of chindinism happening in our body politic. And I'm going to be direct this morning. You know, personally, let me make this clear. I do not hate anybody. We are doing this for the sake of our future. We are doing this because we believe that change must happen in the nation of Zimbabwe. We have been victims for a very long time, and at our age, the reason why we are braving up is because we believe change must happen, and we believe that it's high time we bring that change to the nation of Zimbabwe. But there are people who are fighting against what we have been fighting for the past years. And this is the reason why we are coming so early to speak about these issues. Let me address the issue about the audios. I addressed this issue and I said, Team Zimbabwe, let us be wary of some information which is going to be dumped into the public domain. The major reason why that information is coming is, number one, to make Zimbabweans lose hope for the whole process of protest happening in Zimbabwe. That is point number one. The people of Zimbabwe will say these people are not organized, these people do not know what they need to do, and that will make a lot of people to say, okay, we are not going to be part of this one. And point number two, the main agenda is to make sure that they remove Nelson Chamisa on the face of everything. Remember, at this point in time, if you go back to 2023, everybody believes that Nelson Chamisa is the leader. And that is something which these people want to steal and want to remove from the minds of Zimbabweans. Once Nelson Chamisa is out of the picture, more divisions are going to come out, and the people of Zimbabwe will not fight with one voice. So at this point in time, the only person with a legitimate cause to bring change in Zimbabwe is Nelson Chamisa. The reason why I am saying so is, out of Nelson Chamisa at this point in time, they are going to find a basis to launch any protest which might lead to the removal of Emmerson Mnangagwa. So we need to be very clear about this issue. This is the reason why you see the SADC mission was hijacked. And Nora, thank you very much for coming. Let me make this clear. There was a team which was planning to go to SADC. Everything was in place. Everything was in place to go to SADC and to place my petitions and some demands to SADC. The whole thing was hijacked along the way, or midway. Never kangwara, never kachenjera. And what they did is they used the divide and rule tactic. The issue is Bishop Nyamakanga was gaining momentum and limelight, and they wanted to contain Bishop Nyamakanga first. Bishop Nyamakanga didn't have the original idea of derailing this whole thing, but he was met midway and in between the rock, and they brought him very close, and they tried to bring everybody of value very, very, very close. So that audio which was shared, it's an unfortunate audio, and personally, I would question the reason why an audio which was a conversation of people which was in confidence, or a confidential statement, how did it come out? How was it played into the gallery, into the media? Why was it being recorded? And why is it that Gambakwe had to record that? Remember, he was not the host of this thing. He came as somebody who was invited on the media side. After we have been chugged out of the whole thing, then he comes, he records everything. So, you know, this is so sad, Team Zimbabwe. It's so sad. And the whole agenda is only to derail the struggle. The reason why I'm saying so is because we were part of this thing from day one. From day number one, we were invited as the media. We were part of this thing. But along the way, Bishop Nyamakanga left everybody. We held meetings And along the way, Bishop Nyamakanga left us all, took over everything, and started to work with Gambakwe. This is where everything went wrong. But personally, I'm not concerned about being involved in this thing. I'm concerned about the issue of hijacking the whole plan for the August protest and trying to indoctrinate the people of Zimbabwe with lies and falsehoods. This is something which is very important the people of Zimbabwe need to know. So I'm going to explain what is happening with that audio and for the people of Zimbabwe to truly understand this. Remember, we are not doing this for the sake of viewers, to say we need viewership to grow. No. We are not doing this for the sake of our platforms to grow. No. We are fighting for change because we believe change must come to the nation of Zimbabwe and now. And personally, I believe that the only person who can bring that change is Advocate Nelson Chamisa. So when he's under attack, I have an obligation as his supporter and as a citizen of Zimbabwe and as a believer to fight up until we win this battle. I know that there are certain battles he's not going to fight for himself. I know that there are certain battles he cannot be seen stepping into. This is why we are here, to fight for him. If we lose everything and anything, then so be it, because we are prepared to fight for change in Zimbabwe and we are prepared to deal with this whole issue. So the issue is the whole idea was not about Bishop Nyamakanga. Bishop Nyamakanga was leading Zimbabwe Intercessors denomination. This is a grouping he was leading. But remember, this grouping is not a group with so many members. It doesn't have footprints across Zimbabwe which can support a protest to happen. So for this whole thing of the church leading a protest, it needed backing from the political side because Bishop Nyamakanga had no numbers. This is the truth. So for Bishop Nyamakanga to have numbers, for Bishop Nyamakanga to have people on board, remember Bishop Nyamakanga is running a YouTube channel and he doesn't have numbers on his YouTube channel. This is a fact. This is the truth. So what was needed is, number one, the media, which was attracting millions and millions of viewers on board. Number two, they wanted the political side on board. This is the reason why a grouping of Nelson Chamisa was then approached to say, can we be part of this thing? And when this grouping was approached, they sent somebody to go and represent, to go and negotiate. This is not the person who is doing everything or who is behind everything. It's somebody who was sent to go and represent and to go and negotiate and understand what are these guys talking about. Then on the media side, we were all invited, we had meetings, and when we had these meetings, we agreed on some things. There was a group of leaders from the church. This whole idea was not going under Zimbabwe Intercessors Chakadaro of Bishop Nyamakanga. There was another name which was being used by the church. They were using another name, and the first meetings were chaired by Chatufa. Chatufa is the person who chaired the first meetings. So after chairing those meetings, after we made agreements, after we made breakthroughs about what needs to be done, we also made some decisions to even launch court cases within the South African borders. When they knew about this idea of launching court cases through South African courts, this is when they developed Code Fit, and then Bishop was totally hijacked. Bishop was then misdirected, and everything started to happen without the knowledge of the principals, without the knowledge of the people involved. This is when they had the meeting, which they had, which was leaked on the audio, which was shared by Gambakwe yesterday. And after this whole thing, which was leaked then, disagreements arised. the representative of the other side, or from the political side, felt that they were being shortchanged because they have the funding, number one. Number two, they have the numbers in terms of supporters. And number three, they have the political shield to run an operation. They felt that they were being shortchanged and they decided to leave. And this was now Gambakwe, Bishop Nyamakanga, they were left alone. And the whole CIO thing comes in or pops up. This is the most confusing part of it. The major question is, was Bishop Nyamakanga really questioned? Was Bishop Nyamakanga really threatened? What really happened? Because Gambakwe is telling us A, Bishop Nyamakanga is telling us B. These are two different things which are coming out. All of a sudden, an audio is leaked to the public. Ask yourself questions. Why is Gambakwe leaking this audio? Because as far as I'm concerned, there have never been disagreements between Gambakwe and the Bishop Nyamakanga. Before the whole CIO thing, there were no disagreements. The only disagreement was on how this thing should happen, who should be giving direction of this whole thing. So Bishop Nyamakanga could not lead everything for reasons known. He's not a strategist, number one. Number two, he's somebody who can speak, but he's not somebody who is courageous enough. One little incident, he's backing out, he's leaving the struggle. This is the reason why the team from the political side were saying, we can't let you lead, Bishop, because we do not know your credentials. We do not know how strong you are on the battlefield. This is the reason why the team was saying, we can't allow you to do that. They wanted to work with Bishop hand in hand, cooperating, not kuti Bishop on the top, but on the same level. Bishop running on his own side and the other political team running on their own side, but almost on the same level. But all of a sudden, you are hearing audios being thrown into the public media. This is something which was done in confidence. This is something which was done without the need to go to the media. The media didn't need to know about these issues. These were private engagements, but they are now in the public domain. They are now being published. These things were recorded without the knowledge of everybody who was attending. People attended in good faith, and now the recordings are being dumped. Under what name? Under the name of trying to cause an uprising against Emmerson Mnangagwa. What does that entail? It means the people involved are in danger. It means the people involved are in trouble. You see, imagine if they had not sold dummies to this whole thing. Imagine if they had sent credible people to talk to Gambakwe and to talk to Bishop Nyamakanga. What was going to happen? Imagine if the real organizers of the August protest had come out to go and meet with the Bishop Nyamakanga, to go and meet with Gambakwe. What was going to happen? Imagine if their identities were known. It was going to be a mess all over. It was going to be an issue of mass arrest all over. This is the honest truth. So, I'm not fighting Gambakwe. I'm simply telling the truth. And if you don't like that truth, simply walk away and go. We are tired of people who personalize struggles. We are tired of people who always are on the forefront of selling out. This whole thing, the way it was being done in unity, bringing on board every idea and every person. But somebody chose to say, we have the biggest media in Zimbabwe, we are going to do it all alone, and everybody else was left. Yes, we agreed to be offloaded because we stood with our principle. Nelson Chamisa is our only known leaders, and anything we do must result to the leadership of Nelson Chamisa. This is a principle. That is being principled. That is being truthful. This is the reason why we were flooded. So, the reason why this whole thing is happening at this point in time, the major issue is to stop the protests which are supposed to happen when SADC comes to Zimbabwe. This is a known issue. Yekuti, people of Zimbabwe want to protest, but you don't just go onto the streets to protest. What is your end result? I'm going to explain some things for the people who are here to understand. There must be dialogue in Zimbabwe. So, if these protests are to happen, they must invoke dialogue to happen in between Nelson Chamisa, Emmerson Mnangagwa. These are the key participants of the 2023 elections. And then, this must also involve other stakeholders who are interested in the politics of Zimbabwe to say, you must come on board. So the whole of this protest team was supposed to facilitate and to strengthen dialogue mechanisms between the government and the opposition and the citizens. So Bishop Nyamakanga on his own, he was not going to be able to lead the whole thing of dialogue or to understand the mechanisms needed for that dialogue to happen. This is the reason why Bishop Nyamakanga was being told, you can't be the leader, you can't be the chairperson, you can't be the face, you can't be everything. If anything happens to you, the whole struggle goes in the wrong direction. He refused to hear about that. He was becoming authoritative. That is the problem. This is the reason why the other guys had to pull out. So you have to understand that responsible citizens does have an obligation to provide solutions, and they must institutionalize these solutions in an inclusive way. Everybody must be included. When you are dealing with these issues, you must make sure that everybody is included. Number two, there was need for a clear communication channel. And there was need to know, what do we want from the front of protests? What do we want? Which means they were supposed to clearly communicate with Emmerson Mnangagwa. Remember, SADC will be in Zimbabwe during that particular period. And you will need to clearly communicate with SADC. What is your agenda? Our agenda is to do A, B, C, D. You must know that if SADC decides not to hear you, what are you going to do next? You must be very, 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 very clear about the way you are communicating, what you are demanding. You must be clear. The strategy to coerce SADC to make sure that they hear you was supposed to be on the table. And Bishop Nyamakanga legged that. And Gambakwe knew that this team, which was coming from the political side, was going to bring in that element of communication. And the media was going to do the coverings. The media was not going to be vocal. No, that is not the duty of the media. The media was supposed to be covering everything and publishing it to the people. That was the role of the media. The politicians were supposed to be communicating, and the media was supposed to be covering. And the leaders of the protest were going to be the faces of the protest. This was they tried by all means possible to make this understood by the team. But what did Gambakwe do? Gambakwe was standing on one thing. This thing is spiritual. This thing needs to be led by those who believe in the spirit. How do you lead something on a spiritual point of view with a person who prophesied that elections are coming on 30 June and those elections are not coming? How do you lead something with somebody who prophesied that elections are coming on 30 June and the elections are not coming? That prophecy was not true. If that prophecy was not true, then what's next? You can't be led by a confused God who believes that elections will come, and who also believes that after the date has passed, you still need to protest. You can't be led by such a confused God. So, the social media, its role is very, very, very crucial. Imagine a position where Gambakwe is arrested in Harare. Imagine a position where Gambakwe is arrested in Harare. Who is going to take over the role of the media? This is the reason why everybody was needed on board. This is the reason why the team which was sent from the Blue Movement was willing to talk to Gambakwe, was willing to talk to other media houses. Every media house, they wanted everyone on board, Gambakwe included. But Gambakwe worked against each and every other progressive media house which is linked to Nelson Chamisa, and they were casted out of everything. But for this thing to happen, you need a critical role of the social media to facilitate digital protest participation, because the people will need to be told what to do. It means if one person is arrested or demobilized, others who understand the motive must be involved and must be in charge of everything. Which means this whole thing was supposed to be, we are moving in this direction under these guidelines and limitations, but we have to work in our capacities as media houses separately. Which means I was supposed to be there, other media houses were supposed to be there, Gambakwe was supposed to be there. But Gambakwe then chucked out everybody, Ajibasara iye nema loyalists ake, who can be easily controlled for the best reasons known only to him. Number 4, the issue is about listening to everybody's concerns. You cannot listen to the concerns of one person to say, Bishop Okanawataraji, I am the leader here. We are the church. We are going to lead everything. And you say, that is the position. No, you don't do that. You listen to the concerns of everybody involved, the political side, the church side, the media side, everybody. You listen to their concerns. There was need to have people with security expertise be part of this whole thing, to liaise and understand the security procedures. If something like this happens, what are we going to do? If something like this happens, what are we going to do? If these people bring guns onto the streets, what are we going to do? Having SADC in Zimbabwe does not mean that Emmerson Mnangagwa and this team cannot use guns. If they use guns, what are you going to do? Which means all the concerns were supposed to be put onto the table and understood. This is the reason why the political side could not sacrifice its supporters for something which is not being thought through, for something which is half-baked. Gambakwe might be a strategist in terms of communication. He might be good in terms of convincing and communication, but he might not be good in terms of security. He might not be good in terms of politics. There is need to bring on board everybody. But what did they do? The security side was demobilized. Everybody with expertise in terms of security was not listened to. The political side was not listened to. So, when you are dealing with anything, you must make sure that different people must support this protest to create a real change. So this is something very important, and you can't do it haphazardly. Then, when you see everything happening without a clear direction, without a clear purpose, why are we getting into this protest? Yes, we are going to protest, and if Emmerson Mnangagwa can ignore the protest, kushuka kwa doka, what are we going to do? Are we dispersing to go home? What are we going to make sure that we force Emmerson Mnangagwa to come on board? How are we going to respond if Emmerson Mnangagwa sends armed soldiers onto the streets to shoot people? All those things must be known. The people must know. And what happens if internet is shut down and there is no any other means of communication? Which means this was supposed to be known by the people before they launched the protests. Before the leaders of the protest come out, the media was supposed to come and iron out these issues, giving directions and directives to the people to say, we are protesting, guys. If the military does this, we are going to do A, B, C, D. If they do this, we are going to do A, B, C, D. But everything was hijacked and no agreement was being put in place to make sure that these things happen. So social media must be used in a way where if you make a click, if you make a statement, it makes a difference. But it is not being used according to that. Gambakwe is using divide and rule tactics where he is always poking other people. I'm the biggest media. I'm the biggest media. I'm the biggest media. No, you are not the biggest media. Even if you were the biggest media, you are not the only person who is important. Everybody is equally important. Social media must be leveraged for the benefit of the protesters. We know how social media has impacted protests across, go to Sudan, go to the Arab Springs. Everything has been an issue of social media. There are people with strength on X. Gambakwe does not have strength on X. There are people with strength on Facebook. There are people with strength on YouTube. There are people with strength on Instagram. All those people, they need to understand a coherent message so that they come on board knowing their purpose. It can't be a one-man band. It can't be an issue of Gambakwe. It can't be an issue of Bishop Nyamakanga alone. It must be an issue of collective efforts of the people of Zimbabwe. This is the reason why you see this team requested to see everybody on board. Everyone was said, Munuwese Ngawe on board, the media, the security, the politics, the church, so that we create one thing under one command. So, if Bishop Nyamakanga is the organizer, is the strategist, is the thinker, is the everything, what happens if he's arrested? He's arrested, he's locked up. What happens next? People will be left with no idea. You see, not everybody is going to be on the ground. Gambakwe is saying, ndini ndichitori pamberi ndakatotungamirira. Unotorerwa makamera, wotorerwa mafoni, wosara uchingori mpurwa, waita sei. You need backup from others who will be working online, coordinating with people on the ground, real people on the ground, vanenge vari mama specific agents, giving directives to the people to say, okay, let us do A, B, C, D. This is the reason why I'm saying this whole thing has been hijacked. This whole thing has been derailed by these people. It's because they are working for Emmerson Mnangagwa. It's because they are working for this government for a very long time. This is the honest truth. You can't do things without dealing with fundamental issues. We cannot approach people without a professionalized media system. We need a professionalized media system, and a professionalized media system is not based on one person. It's not based on saying ndini ndinechimuti. It's about everybody creating a structure which understands how you communicate. You don't communicate haphazardly. You communicate under one channel, professionally doing your things to make sure that you abide with the laws, number one, and number two, you abide with the resolutions you have made, and number three, you abide with the directives from the leadership who are doing everything. This makes your message coherent, and this makes the protesters safe, and this makes the protesters not to be attacked easily. But if we communicate, each and every person communicate whatever he wants, You create a problem where protesters are supposed to go to the east, they go to the south, and they get into trouble. And you derail everything. It's because of people who do not understand the task ahead. It's because of the people who do not understand the gravity of whatever they're doing. This is the reason why, personally, knowing what is being planned about the protest, I have never said a word about the team which is planning the protest in Zimbabwe. Because I know that once I do something which is irresponsible and not unprofessional, I jeopardize the whole operation. I got the privilege to know what is happening, but that does not give me a privilege to come and broadcast mama audios. Kuti ndikafonerwa tichinzi we need you to do A, B, C, D as a media house. Ndotobva ndabuda nazvo ndichiti ndazofonerwa, here is the audio. I cannot put those audios into the public domain. That is becoming irresponsible. You can't do that. We need people who are responsible. We need media houses who know what they do. It's no longer about politicking. It's about sending a message, disseminating a message. So, you need to connect with everybody. The whole thing of the media side is to connect with each and every activist from Zimbabwe. We must be able to connect with every activist on board. Zichirauti munhu wese auya, go to the Algeria issue. There is a man who is called Zakaria Kudada. Zakaria Kudada is the person who was in charge of everything in Algeria. And he did very, very well. He managed to link up with organizations, link up with everybody who had a similar goal of what was happening in Algeria. In Zimbabwe, we need somebody with that ability too. Somebody who can link up with everybody. Somebody who can link up with all social activists to say, munhu wese ngauye on board. For the sole purpose of sending a clear message to SADC and to Emerson Mnangagwa. But our protest cannot be a protest. It must have an impact. Ipapo on site impact. So you can actually see that this whole thing, these audios which are being leaked, some which haven't been leaked so far, which are going to be leaked, we know about them. Personally, I know about them because I know a lot of things which are happening. And before you act, God always communicates in his own way. Something is exposed. Before you do it, something is exposed about you. Because we are in that season of change. And these things are not going to happen underground without any knowledge. Ask yourself why, after Bishop Nyamakanga met all these unfortunate incidents, which made him withdraw. Then tell us, Kuti, why are you now leaking all this information? It's because Gambakwe wanted to corroborate with what the CIO already have right now. So CIO yani ma contacts evanu, but haina ma audios. CIO ine ma contacts evanu vangachisangana na bishop, but haina ma audios. Gambakwe obva akanda ma audio ese. And these people's lives are now in danger. You see, this is the whole thing. Just imagine if the real people behind the blue movement, if the real people behind the movement which is dealing with the protests separately, if all these people had come out, imagine if the journalists in Zimbabwe working 24/7 ne team rikuronga ma protests, if they had been known, dai izvezvi zvekune crackdown inotyisa muZimbabwe, dai vanhu vari kusungwa zvinotyisa izvezvi. But because they were so dead dummy, this is the reason why these people are still safe. Because people knew Gambakwe and his tendencies, this is the reason why people are still safe. Bishop Nyamakanga was given a long rope. He was given an opportunity to present himself and to prove himself. The same as Gambakwe. But what did they do? They jeopardized everything. They caused confusion. They caused every people to hate each other. Simply because they are working towards their own goals, towards derailing a struggle. We are not going to let that happen. We are not going to let that happen because we have seen it. We have been fought several times. We have been in trouble several times. And we are here to fight for change. I do not care what sympathizers of other people are going to say. No. I don't care about that. We need to look forward to have protests in Zimbabwe. And these are peaceful protests which are going to be conducted by the people of Zimbabwe. And the terms shall be communicated in due course. The people of Zimbabwe, they are mandated to have protests according to the constitution of the Republic of Zimbabwe. It's something which is not illegal. It's legal for the people of Zimbabwe to have a protest. And they have combined all non-violent protest mechanisms. They have combined everything needed for this protest to happen without any interference. But the problem we have are the people who are fighting these protests and trying to fish out information. Yavangada yese. This is the reason why they always call us. This is the reason why after failing to turn us, they started to do their own things. And Bishop Nyamakanga is arrested. Then Gambakwe unprovoked leaked mama audios and is threatening to leak more. It's because Gambakwe arikuzviziva kuti he has been told to go back onto the drawing board, engage with other media houses. We are as a formidable force. They say in one place, but is refusing to do that, and the only thing is to share the information as a matter of trying to implicate people. But protests are allowed in Zimbabwe. These are peaceful protests, by the way. We are law-abiding citizens. We do everything according to the book. We do everything according to the constitution. The police of the Republic of Zimbabwe shall be informed. The security sector in Zimbabwe shall be informed. And the people of Zimbabwe will do it peacefully and according to the law. The only difference is that this time around SADC will be in Zimbabwe. The only difference is that those who will be losing politics do not have the authority to stop this protest. They don't have that right. They don't have that right to deny the people of Zimbabwe a constitutional right. A constitutional right can't be denied through a statutory instrument or through an act which was bogusly introduced. That is the honest truth. So when dealing with this whole issue, the idea is about bringing change to the nation of Zimbabwe. The idea is not about to divide the people of Zimbabwe. The idea is not about Ndini. The idea is about everybody coming on board. The politics, the church, the media. Everybody comes on board in his own right. Then we do something Chichinemsoro. We cannot continue we can't miss this opportunity which is coming in August. We can't miss this opportunity. This is the reason why we have been mobilizing. And we are direct, we are clear about that agenda to have protest. So the major question the people of Zimbabwe must understand or must ask is, why did Gambakwe leak those audios? If you can find your answers, then you are answered. Those audios are very important because when you are meeting, you always have a conversation. You agree, you disagree. But that does not warrant anybody to say, I'm now going public with these issues. You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't call us to record us. You call us for us to have conversations. These are private conversations which must happen in between the principals or in between the people who are trying to get together to form something. You don't need to record them. You don't need to dump them onto the social media. A responsible media person does not do that. A responsible journalist does not do that. We have so many recordings which come to our inbox, but ndikaona recording ichiuya kuinbox kwangu isinga serve purpose, isinga serve into the national interest, I don't post that thing. So many recordings dzinowiwa nadzo tarisai muone zviri kutorongwa, but we don't post all those things because techiona that these things will derail the struggle. But Gambakwe is there to post everything and anything. Why is he doing that? Putting the lives of Zimbabweans in danger, putting the lives of people who are organizing peaceful protests in danger. Because the system, I said it, tarisai muone kwatiri kuenda muchaona vanhu vachisungwa, muchaona vanhu vachirohwa, muchaona vanhu vachivhundudzirwa. It has started happening. It's because we know about these things. Sometimes God communicates these things with men of God vanonzwa Mwari zvemachokwadi, kwete ava vekuti hanzi 30 June. We are linked and connected kuvanhu vaMwari vanonzwa Mwari, kwete vana 30 June kune ma-election. We need to introspect as Zimbabweans. I don't have any problem with Bishop Nyamakanga, but he must learn to humble himself. We must not let our emotions lead. We are emotional as citizens, but we must not let our emotions lead. This is the reason why for a very long time I avoided to speak anything negative about Gambakwe. But I am prompted to speak now because I feel that our lives are in danger. I feel that our security is in danger because of these people who are calling us on daily basis, trying to implicate us on some issues. They will introduce my topics and they will tell you, "Trukuda titende kuSADC, tichizoenda kuSADC, trukuda kuti tiwirirane kuti Chamisa atadza." How do you say Chamisa atadza? You don't get into this to fight Nelson Chamisa. You have to fight Emerson Mnangagwa, but you want to divert us to fight Nelson Chamisa. Who does that? I am saying this publicly. If you are calling me to talk about those issues of fighting Nelson Chamisa, forget. I will never budge. Better think of something else. Better think of something else. Nelson Chamisa has sacrificed a lot for this country. Nelson Chamisa has sacrificed a lot for this country. You can't expect Nelson Chamisa to do everything for you. Everybody does have a responsibility. This is the reason why you see there is a grouping which is organizing protests. And they have a clear objective. A very clear objective. They've decided not to attack Nelson Chamisa. They've decided to plan protests for the people of Zimbabwe. They've decided to initiate talks between Emerson Mnangagwa and Nelson Chamisa. They want to force everybody on board. They are not looking for the weaknesses of Nelson Chamisa, for the weaknesses of ABCD. They are there to look for the for Nelson Chamisa and Emerson Mnangagwa and all stakeholders to come on board. What do we do as the media? We mobilize, we talk to the people of Zimbabwe, we make that protest to happen. Because this group needs the media. This group needs our voices. Which means when they come, they want to come to an organized media fraternity. If we are divided and disorganized, how are they going to disseminate that information? And Gambakwe is doing that to destroy the media, so that when these people come, they will find a disorganized media. They will find a media system which can't be trusted by the people. Let us build a media system which can be trusted by people. To say kanatikati vanu murodi, vanu vanopinda murodi, knowing fully sure that zvinhu zvakarongeka. But when we have audios achikandwa, like this what is Gambakwe doing, do you think our people are going to trust the media? No. When you have sensitive media, sensitive meetings being broadcasted on a public platform, Guys, just imagine. Do you think the people of Zimbabwe will be on board? Do you think the people of Zimbabwe will support this thing? Everything is being done to derail anything which is being planned about the August protests. But we are not going to let it happen. We are going to speak sense to the people of Zimbabwe. We are going to assure the people of Zimbabwe that protests are on. I'm telling you this. Protests are on. I'm not hiding my face. I'm not a bogus person. I'm a well-known person. I am a well-known person. Check my track record. From the moment I started supporting Nelson Chamisa, from the moment I started fighting for change, check my track record. I've never deviated. It's because I believe in true change. I risked to participate in the rural areas of Zimbabwe. I participated in the last elections because I believed that we have to walk the talk the same way we are walking the talk. I participated in the elections the same way we are going to participate in the protests. So believe me, we are in this thing for change. We are not going to deviate. We are not going to be distracted. We are not going to be distracted by these people. With or without Gambakwe, we are proceeding with the protests. We need Gambakwe on board on equal terms, not he as a superior of us. No. He can't come to give us directive and direction. No. We must agree on consensus. We must be on consensus. Gambakwe refused to come on board. Yes, he refused to come on board. He refused to come on board. It's because he doesn't want to be questioned. It's because he wants to follow his own things and his own things alone. But now that we know his motives, how are we going to work with you, Mr. Gambakwe, when we know that your motives are to leak each and every discussion which is done? Your plan is to leak each and every discussion which is done. How are we going to believe you? How are we going to work with you? This is a very sensitive issue, something very important, which we need to deal with as the people of Zimbabwe, not as individuals. But you are personalizing this struggle. This is not about Ronald Makusha. This is not about Nelson Chamisa. This is not about me making a brand, making a name. This is not about me making money. It's not about me raising 20,000 for myself. It's about the people of Zimbabwe. It's about the people of Zimbabwe. But when a SADC mission becomes an issue to go and investigate Nelson Chamisa, what Nelson Chamisa has done, it becomes wrong. The motive becomes wrong. The whole reason why Gambakwe is going to SADC is to go and try and expose Nelson Chamisa. Gambakwe, we will go tomorrow, in the coming few days. You will see Gambakwe standing in Gabron and to tell you Nelson Chamisa anatsamba dzakawisa akangoendesa tsamba 1. You will hear Gambakwe telling you kuti Nelson Chamisa sold the struggle. You will hear Gambakwe in the coming few weeks or months, Gambakwe telling you to follow a different person, a new person. We know about those people. We know about those people and what they are planning. And lucky enough, we have the intelligence, our own intelligence, which is doing enough for us to know what is happening. We have people who are working 24/7 to understand what is happening, what is derailing the struggle, what is the motive of ABCD, and we have the information. So Gambakwe must know that in as much as he believes that he does have information, we equally have information. And we will use it when the time comes. We will use that information to inform the people of Zimbabwe. We can't let this thing slip from our fingers simply because of one selfish man who believes everything must be centered around him and his own people. These are the people vari kufonera vanhu vachivaudza kuti Nelson Chamisa akatadza kulonja court case, saka hatingateeri munhu akatadza kulonja court case. You are going to hear Gambakwe telling you kuti Nelson Chamisa since asina kuisa court case, SADC yati we cannot entertain you. That is a lie. That is a lie. SADC will never say that. But Gambakwe will tell you, will come to tell you that. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this because I know that is their plan. I'm telling you this because the whole issue yekuenda kuSADC kwa Gambakwe is being done to expose Nelson Chamisa. And the reason why he's traveling to the UK is going there to try and meet trusted lieutenants of Nelson Chamisa, who he believes does have some information kuda kushandisa before August. And I'm warning to the people in the UK. I'm warning the people in the UK. Be wary of this man. Beware of this man. He will come there to understand, to come and try to get any piece of information about Nelson Chamisa. And make sure that you don't give him anything. Make sure that you don't give that man anything. Sell him a dummy. Sell him false things. Those of another. Because they are in this thing for money. He is demanding 20,000 from the citizens. Donetai vakomana, donetai. Paruka 20,000 within the index ku SADC. 20,000 kuenda ku SADC, Mr. Gambakwe, for your ticket. What 20,000 for what? We are not doing this for luxury. I have to sleep in a 5-star hotel. You don't do that. You don't do that. 20,000 for what? Exactly. 20,000 for what? We have been moving around as citizens. I have been to South Africa. I have been to Botswana myself. In the past few months, I have been to Botswana. In the past few months, I have been to South Africa. In the past few weeks, I was in South Africa. And I'm back in Zimbabwe because we are working with everybody. There are things we don't discuss online. There are things which we need to meet face to face, takatarisana, with principals and people, because we believe Kuti, it's more safer for us to have direct conversations one-on-one. And we are in the media. We need to understand what is happening. And Gambakwe is telling you 20,000 kwenda ku SADC. Why? The people of Zimbabwe are being diverted each and every time. Wherever you see Vachiti fundai tagadzira funding page, they are doing this for themselves. What happened to the projects that we are launching my project Kukariba? What happened? Housing chakadaro. What happened to those things? Ask yourself questions. What happened to the issue ya Natinashe Jonasi yakamanyirirwa nevanhu vamwe vasiri kuzikanwa kwavari up to this day? What happened to that issue? What happened to vanhu vese vanounza pamashows vana Matapo and everyone else? What happened to them? The issue is about change in Zimbabwe. But you cannot do these things by character assassinating others. You can't do it like that. You can't do it at the expense of others. You cannot fight others, Team Zimbabwe. You can't. You cannot do that. So in Zimbabwe, we need to fight for change. We need to make sure that we are doing these things for the sake of change. We need to make sure that we are doing these things for the sake of change. Yes, we need change in Zimbabwe. And we are going to be there, fighting for change day and night. We know what is happening. Change is coming to the nation of Zimbabwe. This struggle is not going to be derailed by a few men. This struggle is not going to be derailed by a few men, charlatans, vajaira kushandisa social media, to lie to the people of Zimbabwe, to their own advantage, milking the hard-earned demand of the citizens of Zimbabwe for nothing. We are here to protect the image of the people planning for the protests. We are here to protect the image of the media. We are here to protect the image of everybody who is going to participate in the protests. People need clear direction. And by the right time, we will give you that direction. The people organizing everything will come on board and we will communicate. It's not something which will be coming from my mind. It's something which will be coming from the organizers themselves. They'll be telling the people of Zimbabwe what needs to be done, the steps about what needs to be done. This is the reason why we have been engaged as the media. This is the reason why we are on board as the media. It's time for us to fight. It's time for us to fight for change as young people. It's time for us to fight for this change. We need change in Zimbabwe. We have been subjected to torture. We have been subjected to inhuman treatment. We have been subjected to all sorts of things. Personally, I'm a victim. I participated in elections the whole month of May, June, July. I spent all those months up to August, 4 months, ndichirara musango on daily basis. Ndairara musango on daily basis. But I was coming live on daily basis as well. I was updating the people of Zimbabwe on my YouTube on daily basis. Under difficult circumstances, I was improvising. It's because I believe in change. It's because I want change to happen in Zimbabwe. And right now we are having people from the comfort of their homes, from the comfort of my 20,000 avaru collector kuvanhu. They are getting there, misleading people. I'm not here to beg for money to say, guys, it's my donations. No, handisi kuti sai kanzatu kwandiri. Handisi kupana apa for kanzatu. We are in this for the sake of the people of Zimbabwe, for the sake of the struggle, not for the sake of myself. And we are here to challenge anything. So for those who followed Gambakwe, ask yourself the question, why is Gambakwe publishing my audios avakaita in confidence? Why is he leaking confidential material? Why is he leaking things which he recorded without the knowledge of others? Why? It's because he does have an agenda. And that agenda is simply to confirm vanhu vanga vari pakati pekuronga zvinhu izvi, so that vanhu ivavo they get arrested, they get investigated, and they become victims of the state intelligence. And their lives are no longer safe. They're in danger now. Their lives are in danger as we speak, because their contacts were extracted from Bishop Nyamakanga's phone. And right now, Gambakwe is confirmed also through their voices. You see, the whole agenda, the whole thing. Ndo mafiro anoita struggle vana veZimbabwe kana mamanga musingazvizive. Ndiwo mafiro anoita struggle aya. I know a lot of people who attack us as usual. Tazvijaira hatitye kuatakwa, because we are not in this for anything else. Hatisi panapa kudiwa nevanhu, tiri panapa kutaura chokwadi kuvana veZimbabwe. Gambakwe is derailing the struggle on behalf of Emerson Mnangagwa. He's just doing that. This is the honest truth. Gambakwe is working against Nelson Chamisa. He wanted to discredit Nelson Chamisa ku SADC. You will hear the stories dzachauya nazo. You will hear. And Mr. Gambakwe, we dare you. We dare you, Mr. Gambakwe. You will hear the stories you come with after all this. And with people like Wana Gambakwe and Bishop Nyamakanga, the way they are doing their things, never ever think you will have a successful protest in Zimbabwe with those people. It will never happen with those people, because they are out of touch with reality. Every protest yakava successful in Zimbabwe, Gambakwe has never been there in the organizing of those things. Kwa mai mujuru Gambakwe akasvika, pakangosvika Gambakwe mai mujuru pati yakabva yafa. NFP kupe kwese kwakaenda Gambakwe, zvinhu zvinosara zvichiboila. Everything with Gambakwe chinosara chichiboila. Why? Go to NAST. His history is known at NAST. Pese paasvika zvinhu zvinosara zvichiboila. It's because they are not genuine. This is the reason why a dummy was sold to these people. And people who are not part of the whole thing were sent to say, and I'm not na Gambakwe, because one was Kano. And right now he's now dumping everything per social media. Imagine who does that. Kuti imimi murukuti tirikurwira change. You come and dump information yevanhu vari kurwira change per social media. Who does that? Pese panoitika zvinhu, people do not agree 100%. People disagree. That is a fact. People disagree. Pese panoitika zvinhu, people disagree because we think differently, we see things differently. But hatiuye nazvo kakuti zvatakonana uko toya nazvo papublic. Toya hazviite. Shona inoti chakafukidza dzimba matenga, mudzimba munotorwiwa. But vanhu havauye nazvo pachena kuti isusu kwedu tiri kutorwa. Ku-blue movement, people might disagree on certain things. People might disagree on what to do. But it doesn't mean kuti munoya nazvo pajekerere. Icho chinombonzi blue movement chi. Vana veZimbabwe vasati vaziva chinonzi blue movement. Chinonzi blue movement haisati chaoneka nevana veZimbabwe. Nobody at this time can claim kuti tiri kuziva chinonzi blue movement. At this point in time, nobody can claim kuti tiri kuziva vanhu vari kubika chinhu chinonzi blue movement. They are not in the public domain. The people behind the blue movement are not known. But when the time is ripe, you will know about those people. It's not ripe yet. This is not the right time for this thing to be launched. Kana nguva yasvika yavachamisa, havataurirwe, havasvikirwe, vanosvika vega, vagopa vana veZimbabwe direction. Blue movement is just a placeholder name. It's just a placeholder name. When President Nelson Chamisa comes, he will communicate to the people of Zimbabwe. And the people of Zimbabwe will understand the direction being taken. This is what you have to understand. So it doesn't need me. It doesn't need Gambakwe. It doesn't need anybody. Because Nelson Chamisa pachake ane capability yekutaura. Vanhu veZimbabwe vakanzwa kuti Chamisa ari kutaura, vanotsvaga even tese isisu tikasataura. Vanhu vanongotsvaga information kusvika vaiwana from Nelson Chamisa. Hasvikirwe mukomana uyavo. But we are here to communicate with the people of Zimbabwe, to conscientize the people of Zimbabwe, not to mislead the people of Zimbabwe. We are here to fight ZANU-PF, not to fight Nelson Chamisa. Hatisi kumbozojoina bandwagon yevanhu vari kurwisa Chamisa. Forget and smile. Forget. Hakuna munhu asina ma-weaknesses ake. You will never hear me coming publicly to speak about my weaknesses aChamisa. You will never hear me coming to speak publicly about my weaknesses evanhu vari kuronga anything. If there are weaknesses in evanhu vari kuronga protest, tinovafonera vakomana, there is a loophole apo neapo madai confidentially. If I feel that there is something wrong with the President Nelson Chamisa, ndinovatsvaga by all means possible. Kana ndisingagone kutaura navo, ndinotsvaga munhu anotaura navo. Yes, you find the people who talk to him. There are people who talk to President Nelson Chamisa. Unotsvaga kavanhu ivavo very close to President Nelson Chamisa, woendesa nyaya yako. Kana yatadza kutambirwa, yatadza kutambirwa. It doesn't need me to come here and brag about anything. It doesn't need me to go and meet Chamisa or you to go and meet Chamisa. It needs you to be serious and to be genuine. This whole issue is not about Nelson Chamisa. This whole issue is not about me. It's not about Gambakwe. It's about the people of Zimbabwe. And Nelson Chamisa is doing that with the interest, with the public interest, with the interest of the people of Zimbabwe. And I'm learning from him. Taking responsibility for the sake of the people of Zimbabwe, for the sake of our children, for the sake of the rural children. I am speaking for the sake of the rural children, for the people of Zimbabwe who are dying of cancer, for the people of Zimbabwe who are dying of poverty and hunger, for the people of Zimbabwe who have worked for nothing in this government for a very long time. We are speaking. Without fear or favor, we are fighting for change in the nation Zimbabwe. And we believe that one day something is going to happen. This is the reason why personally I now believe in ladies more than varume vatinavo. Ladies can lead a revolution, a better revolution, than varume vatinavo vakapfeka matrauzi ekunyepa. Hazvidi kuti unopfeka trauzi rekunyepa woita zviprofita zvekunyepa futi. Never claim kuti Mwari vakati vo vasina. Never do that. Never do that. zvana 30 June izvi hazviko zvese izvi takazvitaura pano tikati Gambakwe is misleading people. Vese vanhu vari kutaura zvokuti on the 30 June kuchauya election, they are misleading people. False hope, selling false hope to the people of Zimbabwe. When we were fighting in the trenches, when we wanted the people of Zimbabwe to have hope, to go and vote, these guys were doing something else. They were doing something else. But right now, they are coming to sell false hope to the people of Zimbabwe. Pavaifanira kunge vachitengesa hope iyoyo tisati taenda kuma election kuti vanhu vabude vanovhota, they were not doing that. Imagine if Gambakwe had used his influence before the elections, nekukura kwemedia yake kwaanotaura, if everybody had come on board achitaura kuti munhu wese kunovhotera Chamisa. Imagine if Gambakwe was making those messages on daily basis. Gambakwe is a good talker. Yes. I'm sorry for that. I have flu. Imagine if Gambakwe, he is a good talker. Yes, he is a good communicator. If he had used those communication skills to lure the people of Zimbabwe to go and vote for change, what was going to happen? But he used that opportunity to dig Nelson Chamisa and to disrupt the whole thing. Then soon after elections, akuya ne message of hope. Hope yechi na Gambakwe. It's because he want to be in between everything, so as to derail this struggle. You want to derail this struggle. And I hope and believe that they continue to sell him false information and dummies and expose him. I thank the people who participated in that bogus meeting. I thank all those people. I thank the people who are selling him all those bogus videos and everything. I thank them, because at the end of the day, he's going to be exposed. He's going to be left as a charlatan. He's going to be left with an egg on his whole face. Because they knew about him. And people are good at that. Creating fake audios. Creating... It's just a matter of sending a different narrative. Okabira, omanyanayo. How do you explain a private conversation, a private meeting, which is confidential? You omanyanayo publicly, unprovoked. Hapana kuprovoka. Hapana kuprovoka. Hapana muprovoka. Argumanya aji expose zese. Why? It's because he is there to sell out the people of Zimbabwe. He is there to sell out the struggle. And we are there to speak about it. Mkoma Gambakwe, my message is, you are a good man, you are a good orator, but siyana inechitengesi chamuri kuita. I don't hate you, Mkoma Gambakwe. I do not hate you. But the reason why we started my YouTube channel waya kutitaure inyaya yenye kusava trustworthy. Inyaya yenye kusataura chokwadi, inyaya kusamira pa chokwadi. We understood that you need to be challenged way long back. And this is the reason why we have these platforms. We are not going to be quiet. Tine vanhu vakawanda vari kurana ma YouTube platforms in Zimbabwe who can sell the message kuvana veZimbabwe. Inini pa channel pangu panapa, vanhu vanoona channel inoi vari kuona more than 20 other channels dzemuZimbabwe. YouTube tells us vanhu vanoona mapapa platform pangu panapa inondiudza kuti munoona mamwe machannel api. Inondiudza mamwe machannel ese amunoona YouTube. Yes, it tells me about that. Inondiudza, I can list my channels amunoona. Munoona Gambakwe, munoona Rumbi, munoona pa Booster, munoona Newsroom, munoona HSTV, munoona yakanzi Unscripted Debate, munoona Chatufa, munoona Zim Confessions, munoona Rex TV, munoona Kuliant. This is a list. Munoona SK, munoona Zim News, munoona the latest updates house, munoona Paurimbo, munoona Zim Watch. These are just a few ema channels amunoona. We know you view these YouTube platforms, which means we can effectively use these other channels to make sure that messages reach the people of Zimbabwe. It doesn't need Gambakwe, it doesn't need me, it needs everybody on board. The reason why you are going to these channels is because there is something valuable from those channels. That is the reason why you are going there. So I don't need to come and attack those platforms you are going to watch, because you have your rights to be there. You have your rights to be there. I don't need to go and discredit any media house, but we need to tell each other the truth. Information ya muri kudada nayo vaGambakwe inogona kuendeswa kune mamwe mamedia house ese aya andataura. Inogona kusauya kwandiri kuendeswa kune mamwe mamedia house ese, because at the end of the day the issue about the media is reporting, which means kana information iri credible ikaendeswa kuna kuliandi kunani, they can simply air that information. Vanhu vakaona kuti ndo kuna information iri credible iri kubva uko vanoenda ikoko. You must know that, Mr. Gambakwe. You must know that. The fact that there are people who have overtaken you. VaGambakwe mchitanga inini ndichitanga channel yangu VaGambakwe channel yenyu yange yane more than 20,000 subscribers. But what happened? We are close to each other right now. Less than 2,000 subscribers apart from us. Vanhu vanouya because vanenge vane zvavari kutsvaga pavari kuuya. So don't think that you are the only person who can disseminate information. There are so many platforms which can disseminate information better than you. This is the reason why I don't need to come here to the people of Zimbabwe to say, Ndinichi Baba. No, I'm not. I'm not the best. I'm not the best. We are doing this for the sake of change. And we must be honest about that. We are doing this for the sake of change. We are not in this to fight anybody. We are not in this to fight with anybody. Takasiya ma business edu. We were running successful businesses. But because of ZANU-PF, takasiya mabasa, takasiya ma businesses, things we were holding dearly, we left all those things, we lost all those things. Pane time yekuti you are working with somebody, akakucontract ukuzati because of your stance yawatora, I can no longer continue to work with you because mna acho ari kudya neZANU. We lost contracts because of that. But we don't care. We said if we lose everything, so be it. Because we believe in change. We are not the best, but we believe in change. We are not perfect, but we believe in change. You are not perfect, Mr. Gambakwe. You have to believe in change and do the right thing. Do the right thing. Tell your followers the truth. Stop lying to the people of Zimbabwe. When it comes to the issues of protests, swallow your pride. Work for those. Work with the same way others are working, and give people credible information about protests. This is the reason why I am telling the people of Zimbabwe kuti we cannot tell you anything about protests yet, because asati apiwa green light nevanhu vari kuronga ma protests acho kuti chiudzai vanhu chaibva. We can't do that. Yes, we can tell the people of Zimbabwe kuti we need to have protests in August. We can tell the people of Zimbabwe kuti protests are there in August because they are there definitely. But we can't share details of those protests because we are not the organizers. We will share once the organizers come with those details. That is the truth. That is the truth. Yes, protests in August are there. As long as SADC is happening, SADC mission is coming to Zimbabwe, protests will be there. Protests will be there. But for us to come and lie to the people of Zimbabwe, no, we can't do that. Because the people of Zimbabwe do have hope. If we mislead the people of Zimbabwe, they will lose hope. Once the people of Zimbabwe lose hope, our credibility will be questioned. Once our credibility is questioned, the whole program is derailed. Because protests can only happen when correct information is being shared. I will never share half-baked information about protests. And I am imploring Mr. Gambakwe to do the same. You don't have information about the protests, say Gambakwe, the same way I don't have information about them, correct information about what will be happening, because the details are with the planners. They are keeping this dearly onto their hearts because they don't want this thing to be jeopardized. Why can't you be trusted for once? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this to spite Nelson Chamisa, to spite the people planning the protest, to spite everybody, the media houses. What are you going to get? Kana ukati ndini chibaba chacho wowanei pazviri? Does that going to make you better? No. Because vanhu vane zvavanoda. This is the reason why vabva pachannel pako vanoenda kumachannel yevamwe vanhu. It's because people want diversity. It's because there is something you are not doing the right way chiri kuitwa neumwe. It's because of equality yausina ine umwe. And we must be truthful when it comes to the issue of Zimbabwe. When it comes to the issue of protest, we must be truthful. This is the only chance of Zimbabweans to liberate themselves. And you want to derail everything. You want to jeopardize everything. Because wapiwa mari. Because murukujika. Aywa. Enough is enough, Wakman. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. This is the reason why in 2017, Vana Gambakwe, you were debugged. In 2017, narratives because of that. This is the reason why which is one vana else Lumumba vakazo create ma platforms avo vega. This is the reason why vakomana vai communicate zvinhu zvavo vega, because vakazvirealize kuti vanhu vakaita sana Gambakwe muri vatengesi. I'm right. Because everything chawawana uri kuchitengesa, every piece yawawana is content to you. No. You don't do that. It's not about making money and making followers. It's about doing the right thing. We could have ignored elections last year. Toya panapa kuzotsvaga ma followers nemari, but takati no, let us lose everything. Tikaenda pa ground, we fought for change on the ground. Participating in elections, because I wanted to understand zviri kuitika kumamisha. And for 4 months handina kurara mumba, being hunted left, right and center. Kune vanhu vari willing kusiya machira avo veZANU-PF vachiuya kuzorara vakakurinda vachikutsvaga pamba pako. I saw it personally. Vanhu vainotsvaga huni muna Juni kuuya kuzovesa moto pamba pangu vachinditsvaga. Imagine kuti mukadzi wako akarara mumba, vanhu vakarara vari panze vakavesa moto. What kind of trauma is that? I had to make my wife leave. Kubva paruzeva, kubva pamba. She had to flee because she was being hunted. At a certain point in time, she was beaten. Kupindirwa mumba kurohwa, kunzi ndiwe uri kupa murume wako information. Just imagine. And we had to relocate her. This is the kind of life yatakararama in the past election. Vamwe maiti pamberi neZANU-PF. Ike zvino izvi maakuuya muchiti pasi neZANU-PF because you have an agenda. Muri kuda kuti vanhu vauye kuside kwenyu. You realized kuti if you are not on the side of the people in terms of communication, hakuna nowacha content yenyu. Makazviona kuti mukasataura zvechange, mukasataura zvachamisa, mukasataura zvemaprotests, hakuna nowacha content yenyu. This is the reason why you are obsessed SADC. This is the reason why you are obsessed issues Zana Chamisa. This is the reason why you are obsessed issues protests. It's not about the people of Zimbabwe. It's about people watching your things. Then you divert them. And I must clap hands for you because a lot of Zimbabweans are falling for this for this trick. A lot of Zimbabweans are falling for this. My message to the people of Zimbabwe: let us be principled. Let us be principled and let us make sure that we demand accountability from these people. Demand accountability kuvanhu vari mu social media. Demand accountability. You can do that when people continue to poke you in the eyes. Just show them a middle finger for once and they will respect you from that day. We have the power as the people of Zimbabwe to control a narrative on social media, to tell the people in the social media not to play with our emotions. The issue about protests haisi nyaya yekutamba nayo hama dzangu, inyaya yerufu, vanhu vanotofa. So we must trade with this carefully. hatigone kungoendesa chinhu chiri half baked to the people of Zimbabwe as the media. We must be responsible when it comes to the issue of protests in Zimbabwe. We must be responsible because tiri kuisa upenyu hwevana vevamwe vanhu paline, and we can't do that. We can't risk the people's lives for likes, for comments, for following. No, we can't do that. And for those who are praying that I will stop, as long as I have data, as long as I have life, as long as I am here, I will continue to speak. Because in those wanda kachena, hakuna munhu ane faira rangu kana one. I don't care about fabricated things, whatever. And ndakachena handina munhu ane faira rangu kana one. This is the reason why I am fighting for change, because I believe that we need this change, and I will never sell out the comrades who are giving us information in confidence. Everything which is being given to us in confidence, we will not say it. We won't say it. We won't say it because we love likes, we love viewership. You don't do that. You don't do that. It's time for the people of Zimbabwe to wake up. It's time for these people to know kuti enough is enough. Taneta. Atichada kujairirwa. Atichada. So my message to Bishop Nyamakanga, my brother, you made an error. You made a mistake. You have time to pick yourself. Pick the pieces. Pick the pieces, my brother Nyamakanga. Pick the pieces. Tell the people of Zimbabwe the truth. Be truthful to yourself. Usada kuva zvese mkoma Nyamakanga. The reason why inini ndisiri kuda kuva pamberi pema protest, even though tichigona ukuthi ngati zvirongei, the reason why ndisingade kuva pamberi pema protest is because tinofanira kuva neumwe neumwe achita role yake. I can't be in the media. I can't be on the forefront of the protest. I can't be in the church. I am a preacher myself. But ndakambosendeka zvekuparidza paside. Tikati hatingauye panapa kuti tizoita zvekuparidzirana. Panapa tiri panyaya dzeshanduko. I only come with the scriptures when I'm sent and I'm compelled to do that. When there is a compelling message, I come with the scriptures here and there. But my mandate here is to communicate with the people of Zimbabwe, not as a church leader, but as an individual, as a citizen, as a responsible citizen who wants change. Bishop Nyamakanga, if you are leading in the church, lead in the church and do your things responsibly. Don't let Gambakwe mislead you. Gambakwe does not like you, does not love you. If he loved you, aisa kuseparate kuvanhu vane konzeni newe. You have been separated from your comrades. You need to find each other with your comrades genuinely. Find each other with your comrades genuinely. If there is need, apologize to the people you have wronged. Apologize. But kana musuri kuda mmanikidzwika, because you have your rights. Yes, you can continue. But one day you will remember these words. And to my brother Gambakwe, you still have time to do the right thing. Not to be on the forefront of everything, but to do the right thing. Do your job in the media, Mr. Gambakwe. Report news. Stop being on the forefront of everything. Leave things to others who can. Imimi mchiripota, mchipama updates. Kune vamwe vanhu vari pamberi vanenge vachita basa ravo. Musa hijack mabasa evamwe mkoma. That is so wrong. If you have your own agenda, tangai agenda yenyu kwete kwa hijacka zvatangwa nevamwe. Don't do that. Never ride on other people's popularity and never ride on other people's names for nothing. One day you regret doing this. Never lie to the people of Zimbabwe about spiritualism ya murukutaura yemashavi. Never do that. Never mislead the people of Zimbabwe. A revolution which shall liberate Zimbabwe will not come from SADC. It will come from internally. It will come internally from Zimbabweans. Zimbabwe shall be freed by Zimbabweans. So all these alabaloos about SADC is just something else. But Zimbabwe shall be liberated from within, internally. That's where you are going to see Zimbabwe being liberated. And that is the truth. So the time for the people of Zimbabwe to focus on change is now. Let us fight for change and let us do what we are supposed to be doing. So you have to place yourself, position yourself for change, and make sure that whatever you are doing it in honesty. All honesty, truthfulness is very important for the people of Zimbabwe. Ngatidzidzei kutaurirana chokwadi when it comes to the issues of change. It's not about viewers, it's not about anything else, it's about bringing change to the nation of Zimbabwe. Kune vanhu vane hope hama dzangu nenyaya dzeshanduko. Hatingauyi kuzotengesera vanhu ivavo hope yekunyepa. We can't do that. Let us be responsible. Let us be responsible. Tisanyepera vanhu. Bishop Nyamakanga, let us not lie to the people of Zimbabwe. Let us not sell folks hope to the people of Zimbabwe. Without the name Nelson Chamisa, Bishop Nyamakanga, you are nothing. I'm telling you this. You never, ever organized any protest in Obudirira. Muchita zvamuri kuita zvekurwisa Chamisa izvi. The processes must be led by the people, vane mandate. And you must listen when they speak. Vakakudzai kuti bishop ngatiite izvi neizvi. You are not politically mature, bishop. Politically you are not mature, my brother. I'm telling you the truth. I don't hate you, but I'm telling you the truth. You are not mature politically. There are political decisions which you do not understand. You cannot separate the church from politics. You can never separate the church from politics. But you can separate politics from the church. The church in a role in a player, yes, but politics is politics. Just imagine, Bishop, a few days ago, Papa audio na Gambakwe, you were saying, let me lead everything. Let me be on the forefront. Few days later, you are making a video, leaving politics to politicians. Why are you doing that? Why? What is your end goal? Since you are saying imima mnakurowa Gambakwe kuti makarowa, what is your end goal? Because there are only two conclusions there. It's either you will need to put that blame on other people, or it happened. Or you were just trying to find sympathy and popularity. We do not know. But I hope that my brother Bishop Nyamakanga will come to clarify this issue from his heart. I don't have anything bad with Bishop Nyamakanga, but I'm telling this brotherly love to him to say, Mr. Nyamakanga, don't let Vanagatasana Gambakwe mislead you. You have to be you, Mr. Nyamakanga. Be yourself. This is the reason why I have refused to be controlled personally. You can't control me with money. You can't control me with anything. I don't need your money. If you want to give me money, give me. If you want to support whatever I'm doing, support me unconditionally. Support me unconditionally. This is the honest truth. And I will never hide it from the people of Zimbabwe. We need to be truthful. We are not here to seek donations. We are here to speak the message of change, to speak the message of hope to the people of Zimbabwe. So I have taken this long because my heart is sinking. I'm in pain as we speak. When we are saying we are moving towards change, then you are moved back in the information. Guys, you don't do that. Kune munhu ari kusimuka kuenda kusadhiki kungona investigate Nelson Chamisa chete. Kusimuka kungoenda kunoti toda kungoenda kusadhiki kuti tigozo expose Chamisa kuti Chamisa haana kuendesa tsamba. Iye akaendesa tsamba, and everybody knows about those letters because it was being communicated. Every time Nelson Chamisa sent a letter, it was being communicated, and the times he sent letters are known because it was communicated by his teams. The reasons why Nelson Chamisa did challenge the court, the election results in court are known. And one day, the record shall be set straight. I cannot delve into that now. But one day the truth shall be known. The truth shall be known. The reason why Nelson Chamisa wrote to SADC is known. And the reason why you are going there to SADC, Mr. Gambakwe, is known as well. You are not going there to deliver any petition. One last thing to the people of Zimbabwe. Tsamba dzese dzakadeliverwa nevanhu ava vana Bishop nana Gambakwe. Dzese hapana one yaka-acknowledgwa. Hapana one yaka-acknowledgwa. Hapana kana one yatakaona yavakashare kuti taenda netsamba. This is the acknowledgement yavakashare with us. There is nothing like that. They are refusing to come forth to update the people of Zimbabwe about that. They have been asked, can you show us stamped copies of my letters amaka distributor? Havasi kuda kutiratidza stamped copies. How do we know kuti vakaendesa tsamba idzodzo? Yes, that is the truth. Hakuna kana one yakarespondwa from the embassies, from all the organizations. Hakuna kana one yakarespondwa. Why? Because we know your game. But the things are going to be redone. 100% they are going to be redone. And they will be done in all honesty and in truth. I will never lie. I will always tell the truth. I will never, even if we agree, even if we are friends, we are not going to let you do anything which is going to harm the people of Zimbabwe. So, the people of Zimbabwe, here's my conclusion to this matter. We need to run a protest which is citizen-oriented, where citizen action is very important. We need to connect with all social activists from across the world, every person who is influential, including Mr. Gambakwe. Avarambidzwe to share information about the right things when the time comes. It's his right. So we also need to professionalize the media outreach. It will be professionalized and it will come in a professional manner. The message will be communicated in a professional manner, not haphazardly, like what you are seeing. Inclusive groups are going to be created. Inclusive working groups are going to be created, which is the media, the church, the politics, everybody, the activists, everybody is going to be brought on board. And these working groups are going to be launched again. And the frameworks for participants to work together, they'll be put in place. Each and every person will know his role. It will never be an issue. The use of social media is going to be prioritized. Very, very, very crucial there. And it's going to be an issue of all platforms involved sending one message, which is coherent. And that is very important. And also, concerns of everybody are going to be listened to. And also, we are going to include digital means in terms of protesting. Every means possible are going to be used, which means others are going to protest on the ground, others are going to protest digitally, which means my hashtags will be run concurrently on social media. Everything will be happening digitally and physically. And that is very important. And also, the message shall be communicated clearly. What do we need to have? What do we need to achieve? That is going to be communicated. And dialogue is key and is the priority of everything else. Dialogue is being prioritized ahead of everything else. And, if dialogue fails, then plan B kicks in, because the people of Zimbabwe are clear. The elections in 2023 never happened. The elections in 2023, we all know kuti hakuna ma-elections akaitwa. SADC ratified that position through the SUAM, which was delivered to Zimbabwe Electoral Commission and Emerson Mnangagwa, and also which made the SADC to call for an extraordinary summit regarding that issue, which means that is a clear position which is known. And we have made it clear to the people of Zimbabwe about the procedures which are supposed to be followed by SADC. SADC failed to follow all the procedures, because in Zimbabwe they were blocked. We will see if they will proceed with giving Emmerson Mnangagwa the chairmanship. This is a fatal issue and a very big mistake for SADC to do, but we'll see what they are going to agree on. Then, in conclusion, let us know that the SADC mission, which is being launched by our friends, is meant to fight Nelson Chamisa. It's all about Chamisa. It's all about exposing Nelson Chamisa. We hope and believe that they will change their thoughts, they will change their minds, because this is a one-way. Once you get in there to attack Nelson Chamisa, you are finished, because we are not going to let you win it on social media. We will be there. Inini time denial. I never think kuti time andina. Time denial ndinogona kuspenda whole day ndakangokunanga ndichingokurakasha chete kusvika zvanaka, and we will make sure that we do the right thing, because we have time, we have resources to make sure that we talk about these issues as the media. We have everything on board. We have also people, very credible people vatinogona kuunza pama platforms pano kuzotaura if need be, for the sake of clarity. If need be, hear this, if need be, we have people who can come on these platforms to give clarity. Vatinoziva kuti vana Gambakwe might not have access to those people. Vatinoziva kuti vana Gambakwe havakwanisi kuunza vanhu ivavo. We can bring those people who can give you a credible direction about what is happening. And don't push us to those limits, because we'll do it. So the agenda is, we are defending the position of Nelson Chamisa. We are defending the position of all the organizers who are organizing the protests for August summit, SADC. We are here to defend those people. We are here to make sure that they do their work without any interference from any other quarters. We are here to make sure that we fight for their security and their safety, because this is the planning phase. It's a very critical and very crucial, and it doesn't need morons anoburitsa nyaya sezvekuti vanana Gambakwe ekuti you plan things, you do things together, voya voposta recording. We don't need those people. People disagree. People everywhere you go, people disagree. But when people disagree, it doesn't mean that they are enemies. People disagree, and tomorrow they find each other, they find a common position, and if possible, to negotiate. Guys, madai, all grievances are resolved, and a position is met. You stop this, Mr. Gambakwe. I respect you in person. I respect you as a brother, and I have nothing against you. You must get this from me. I have nothing against you, but we are telling the truth as it is. Bishop Nyamakanga, I have nothing against you, but we are telling the truth as it is. Guys, when you are coming on board, come on board in all honesty. Don't come to record us. If you are calling me, don't record me, because you will never get anything you want. My position about Nelson Chamisa is unquestionable. Bring the issue Ekuti Mubvise Chamisa, and we will disagree. I will tell you the truth. Without Nelson Chamisa and his team, I am out. That is the honest truth. Inini, that is my position. I am totally out, because I am doing this because I believe in Nelson Chamisa. I am doing this because I believe in the leadership of Nelson Chamisa. And if the people of Zimbabwe decide otherwise, then I'm out completely. I'm out totally. I have put my resources, everything I have put it in this media thing to make sure that I fight for Nelson Chamisa. This is my own obligation. My own obligation, and this is not a contract with anybody. I'm doing this on my own, and I don't need to take directives from anybody. I'm an adult. I think, and I see what is good, what is right, and but I have to fight in the interest of other people. We have to protect the interests of the other people. For those my friends in the media, this season we are in, it's not about sharing anything and everything. When you are trusted by people and they give you information, please keep that information. Kushika musuone ngwanzi share. Do not share what you are not told to share. Please, I'm imploring, I'm begging my friends in the media cycles, don't be that person to divide others. Don't be that person to derail the struggle. Usazova munhu anochemwa newe kuti dai asiri Gambakwe, dai asiri Munyamakanga, dai asiri Ningi. Don't do that. Do not share zvinhu zvasina kunzi share. Only share zvinhu zvawanzi share. So this is something very important, and I hope and believe could these people will change their behavior. Vorega kuita sevana vadiki. My brother Gambakwe, you are an adult. Stop being childish, and I will continue to tell you the truth, no matter the circumstances. I do not care. So let us continue to fight for change, and I believe that change will come to the nation of Zimbabwe. We have been operating from Zimbabwe for a very long time, and our lives have been in danger for a very long time. I am speaking because I have not committed any crime. I am speaking because it's my right for me to speak. It's my right for me to be where I am. And this is the reason why I speak without fear or favor. But if I'm summoned to CIO and then to CIO, because CIO haina mandate yekundi summona, according to the laws of Zimbabwe, CIO does not have any mandate to summon me. The role of the intelligence, the CIO, and the military intelligence, my organization, military intelligence and the CIO, their role is not to enforce. Their role is to find information, then share the information with the police intelligence. And then police intelligence, yobva yataura neCID law and order, munhu obva aunzwa kuzopindura nyaya dzake kana ane nyaya dzekupindura. That is the procedure. So if you call me kuti huya kuno kuCIO, forget and smile. I will never come there. I will never do it. Even if mukandipa 100 my lawyer, I will never do that. This is the reason why I always say kuna Bishop Nyamakanga, my brother, you were misled. There was no need for you to go to CIO. Maybe if you are misrepresenting, if you were called by the police, then you go. If you are summoned by CID law and order, you go. But if you are not summoned by CID law and order, you don't need to go. That is the honest truth. The CID law and order is the only body in Zimbabwe inogona kundisamona ndikaenda. Vamwe vese, I will never come to you. That is the honest truth. And this must be known by every Zimbabwean. We have to follow the law. This is the law. This is the general law. Everywhere you go, CIO is not involved in politics. CIO is not involved in politics. That is so wrong. That is not protecting the state. Because the CIO, it must protect the rights of the politicians. Inofana to protect my rights ako iwewe. Inofana to gather intelligence yekuti kune vanhu varoda kutovhiringidza ma rights ako. CIO inofana kunge ichitogather intelligence yekuti kune vanhu vanoda kutokuabducta. And ichimisa zvinhu zvakadaro izvozvo by informing CID. There are procedures which are there, which can be followed, and this is not one of them. So I think I have made it clear for the people of Zimbabwe. I do not hate Gambakwe, but I hate how he is misrepresenting facts and how he is doing this, all these things simply to spite Nelson Chamisa and simply in the name of exposing Nelson Chamisa. Brace up for this season. A lot of things will happen. You will hear all sorts of stories, but let us continue to be strong. Let us continue to believe in Advocate Nelson Chamisa, because he is that voice which we need in Zimbabwe. He is that leader which we all need in Zimbabwe. He is a man who is going through a lot, and a man who remain brave and strong despite all the difficulties. Imagine kuti he has been let down by nevanhu vakawanda vanga vachishanda navo, and we now have vanhu vakaita sana Gambakwe also coming to fight him. We also have people vari kuuya kuda kutraya kutena maminds edu nemathoughts edu kuti titere a different narrative, which I'm not going to do personally as an individual. I will not do that. So my message is clear. We stand with Advocate Nelson Chamisa, and we are there for change. So others believe that Bishop went there for a brown envelopes. I do not know about that, but you can't rule out anything. Okay, Notando, thank you very much. Temba, Tariro, Purity, Pretty, Temba. So a lot of people are here, a lot of comments are here, and I cannot read all of them. So Team Zimbabwe, I just needed to talk about this issue because I'm angry because of what Gambakwe is doing. He's leaking information which was not supposed to be leaked. information which was not supposed to be in the public domain is the information he is bringing to the public forum. I do not know the reason why he's doing it. It's his discretion. He's an adult. He's a grown-up man. I just hope and believe that he's doing the right thing. This is my hope. I believe Kuti Gambakwe will do things which are in the best interest of the nation Zimbabwe, not in his own interest. It's about Zimbabwe now. And we have to fight with one voice. So if anything comes, we'll come here to update you about the issues of protests. If anything comes, we will tell you when the time is right. And that is very important for the people of Zimbabwe to note. Protests are being planned in Harare as we speak. The people who are planning protests are not doing it using my digital platforms. They don't meet like some digital platforms. This is one disclaimer. Van Varkuronga ma protests, they don't meet by my digital platforms. They meet physically. They wanted to put an alternative as allowed. You know, if you are citizens, you are allowed to do your own things. Timrana Bishop Rapiwa were an opportunity to be part of the bigger picture, a protest. But I believe Kuti Bishop wasted that opportunity. Yeah, he could have worked better for the people of Zimbabwe, but it seems as if he's doing everything. Medellin, Anzi Unovenga Gambakwe, I don't hate Gambakwe, Medellin. Iwewe kana uchida Gambakwe, tell him the truth. Gertrude, Anzi, you hate Gambakwe. I don't hate Gambakwe. I'm telling you the truth. I don't hate Gambakwe. There is no need for me to hate Gambakwe. I want to change in the nation of Zimbabwe, and I'm speaking. The reason why you are here, I never forced you to come here. I'm here to speak whatever I want, and this is a public platform, and I will say whatever I want. In any Gambakwe and Jamtaura day in and day out. Ask yourself, ndakatanga kumtaura zvaita sei. In my life, kubva zvandatanga kubroadcaster, this is my first time to speak much about Gambakwe. This is my first time to speak against Gambakwe. Since I started to broadcast, pano nemakore, I never mentioned Gambakwe. But I'm mentioning Gambakwe because he came into my yard. I don't hate Gambakwe. Gambakwe started to attack us, and we are responding to Gambakwe. It's Gambakwe who started to attack us, and we are responding to Gambakwe. We are responding to Gambakwe because conducts of very important people were exposed. Pakabatwa bishop, ma contacts evanhu vakakosha vedu aka-exposwa, and I'm not going to keep quiet about that. Very important conducts vaitaura na bishop in all honesty aka-exposwa ku CIO. So if you think kuti I hate Gambakwe, ndezvako, ndiri kutaura chokwadi, handiri kuzvona. Our conducts of our people were exposed, risking the lives of our people. You don't do that. Tine vanhu izvezvi who are living in fear. Some are on the run at this point in time because they are now being hunted. Since all this thing happened, vari kuvhisitirwa kudzimba dzavo nevanhu vasinganzwisisi, and vari kufonerwa vachisenderwa mamessage nevanhu vasinganzwisisi. We have to speak about these issues. So if you think kuti I hate Gambakwe because I'm telling the truth, ndezvako, go and hang yourself. Inini ndinotaura chokwadi. So I will continue to fight my own way, and I will continue to speak the truth. If you feel kuti you don't belong here, just go, because this is my platform at the end of the day, and I formed this platform to air out whatever I want, not to please anybody. So vanenge vachiti havasi kufara, you are free to go, because panapa hatisi panapa kutsvaga ma-likes, kutsvaga ma-followers kana kutsvaga mari. Tiri panapa kutaura zvokwadi, ende zvokwadi haiputsi ukama, ndo yandiri kutaura. So hapana inonzi mari yandaita, Mr. Tamsanga, hapana mari yandaita. I'm one of the few platforms dzisiri kubhadharwa anything meaningful from this, because mari dzese dzinouya dzitombokwanisi kuti tikave nyaya mari dzeinternet. We invested a lot in that field, and our duty is to tell the truth as it is. and we do not care. Hapana mari yamuri kutaura panapa kuti hanzi taita. I'm actually losing because I have to buy equipment, I have to buy everything, I have to improve my broadcast edu. This is money coming out. I am the real person who is funding everything. I have never asked for donations from you. I have never received donations from you. And we are running this home and dry with our own funds, with our own monies. I have been running my businesses. Before I started all these things, I have been running my businesses successfully. And some of them, they collapsed, but I still have some which are running, which are still running. I'm a digital designer myself. I design a lot of things digitally, and I make a lot of money from those spheres. So I have a team which works in digital issues, so which works under me. So I don't have any problem because I employ, I make money out of it, and I can sustain myself and sustain my family. We can leave social media altogether, do farming, do other things. But we chose to come here because we believe in change. So I run successful poetry projects, and the more I come here, the more I live my own work. So we continue to fight for change. We continue to stand with Advocate Nelson Chamisa. For those who feel otherwise, you are free to go. You are free to go. But what I know is I love change, not the time. I love change, not the time. And time shall tell. Time shall tell. I will continue to speak, and the day shall come. Gertrude Gambakwe asima mwana wa mai vako. Gambakwe paakatanga kubata vamwe, you never said kuna Gambakwe ngasiyane navo. Gambakwe ari kubudisa ma-audios evanhu vasine naye, evanhu vari kuita zvavari kuzviitira. And can you tell Mr. Gambakwe to stop whatever he is doing? The moment Gambakwe stops, I will stop. Gambakwe akangosiyana nezvaari kuita chete, zvekuburisa ma-audios evanhu vasine naye, I will never touch Gambakwe again. Gambakwe akasiyana na Chamisa, zvavari kuronga zvokuti hanzi we want to expose Nelson Chamisa, ndichasiyana navo. Gambakwe akasiya kutuma vanhu kundifonera kuti ndijoine chinhu chavo chakaora. I will leave him and I will never talk about him. But as long as his people are calling me, as long as his people are calling me, as long as his people are calling me, I will continue to talk about Gambakwe. I think I'm going to make it personal if you want. I'm going to make it personal because I can have 10 live shows about Gambakwe in a day. I will have 5 or 10 videos about Gambakwe every day if you want. And I can even respond to everything Gambakwe does because I have that time. And time in denial. So don't fight for Gambakwe because Gambakwe is derailing our struggle, and we have to fight him. We have to fight him. We'll continue to fight him. We'll continue to speak. Akangotanga kuita zvinhu zviri right, we'll start to speak good about him. Akangodzoka mugwara chete, you will never hear us talking about Gambakwe. Paakangotanga kuti ma-platforms evamwe ma-ghost platforms akabva apisira, because you cannot say vamwe vanhu ma-ghost platforms because everything must be centered on you. You don't do that. You don't call vanhu uchiti hanzi siya muregai kushandana ningi ma-ghost. You don't do that. You don't do that. Iwewe shanda ne channel yako ne platform yako, usabata ma-platforms evamwe. Hatina mbobata platform ya Gambakwe. This is the first time kubata platform ya Gambakwe. This is the first time to talk about Gambakwe because apinda mgarden medu, apinda munda medu, and we will speak about it. We are not here for followers. We are not here for anything else. We are here to tell the truth. We are here to tell the truth. This is the reason why we don't care about anything else. So, amen. We continue to fight for the sake of our people, for the sake of our rights. Leave our people alone. Don't jeopardize the security of our own people, Mr. Gambakwe. Stop this thing of using other people to get contacts zevanhu. Muchida kuvapinza panjodzi. Siyana inazvo. They have families too. they still need to leave vanhu ivavo. So stop using those tactics, Mr. Gambakwe. We know you, and we are going to speak against you kusvika marega zvamuri kuita. So your mission at the end of the day shall be exposed. This is the reason why we are here, and time shall tell. The people of Zimbabwe vanhu vanofunga, and they will get these messages. And they will make decisions. You will see at the end of the day. You will see what is going to happen at the end of the day, and it is what it is. So my brother, leave these people. They will change your plans and your mandate. Thank you very much, Fez. We are just in this for not for long. This is just a dedicated period yatangopinda yekuti tichimbopindura vanonzi vaGambakwe, and we are not going to do it for a very long time. We don't have plans to do so, but we are simply here to do what we are here to do, and that is to debunk a narrative. Mr. Gambakwe, if we had allowed Mr. Gambakwe to do these things unchallenged, because a lot of people were starting to panic. Very important, were starting to panic, and we had to respond so as to not make these people panic, to make these people know that they are safe. So safety of our people is very important. Safety of the people who are planning protests is very important, and we will make sure we do everything possible to defend that position, to make sure that those people are safe. So we are not losing focus. Very, very soon we will continue with our daily business. We will continue the way we were doing our things. And remember, this is just me who is coming out, but I'm not the only person. I can tell you that there are more than 20 media houses which are working on these things on daily basis, but I'm the only one who is coming out, while these others focus on important issues. I'm here to talk about these issues because that is the mandate which I have to respond to this issue. So I have to respond, and will continue to fight for change. Saka I've shown you kuti vanhu vemuZimbabwe, vanhu vari kuona this platform, vari kuona more than 20 other platforms dzavari kuona. That alone is a true testament kuti this issue is not about Gambakwe or about Africa and beyond. It's about the story of Zimbabwe. It's not about me kuti vanhu uyai kwangu. No. You are watching more than 20 platforms. Zino reporter almost the same things. Why? It's because munenge muchida kuziva zviri kuitika munyika. You also follow different people for certain reasons. And I'm not here to say Mr. Follower Gambakwe. No. I'm here to say Mr. Gambakwe siyana ine zvamuri kuita. This is not a battle yekuti vanhu ngavarege kuona Gambakwe. No. Don't get me wrong. This is the battle to say, Mr. Gambakwe, stop what you are doing. Stop misleading the people of Zimbabwe. We need to unite, fight for change. Mr. Gambakwe ndimi makabuda pachino. Vanhu vava vakabatana all media houses, more than 20 media houses. Takaita meeting. I have evidence about these meetings. Panema meetings akawiriranwa kuti anofana kuva recorded. Akaitwa on my platforms. Aitoshandiswa ma recordings. Those meetings akachengetwa nemunhu one anotrustwa. They are there. Those meetings are there. We have them right here. We have my minutes and my meetings esaitwa about anything. Pese pakapinda media and everything. We had more than 20 media houses. But Gambakwe akabuda nechino ari one, debunking all other media platforms. Why? Ask yourself why. Akaenda na bishop vakavhevhetedzana vari 2 vakasiya vamwe vesa. That meeting yamuri kuona yakazopublicize iyo video iro yakazopublicize audio yakapublicize vakanga vatiza chimwe chikwata chese. And I know Mr. Gambakwe will never publish my meetings ese atakaita before that one yakasenda audio nezuro. He will never publicize them because he knows kuti if he does that, pake papera, he will be exposed. And equally, we are not going to publish those meetings because they were confidential. We are not going to publicize them. They were strictly and highly confidential. So we will keep them secret as they are. So, this is the issue. But my issue about Mr. Gambakwe is munotiza vamwe vese and moda kuzoita vana Mr. Wole aiwa asiyana neuni wakadaro. You don't divide the media, Mr. Gambakwe. Stop dividing the media and stop dividing the politicians. Saka apasipo pane godo rangu Mr. pane nyaya yangu ndepekuti you don't misrepresent things. You don't misrepresent things. You don't lie to the people. That audio was not supposed to come out. Audio yakaburitsa anoibuditsira chii? How are the people going to trust you going forward? How are the people going to trust the media going forward? It means vanhu vese vane zvavari kuronga, they will leave the media out of everything because vanenge vachiti tikapa media inoburitsa zvinhu, tikaisa media inolikisa. Are you aware kuti pakanorohwa timurana vanhu vana Mr. Timber who leaked that information? Yezvakaitika kuna Mr. Timber, vanhu vese vakanorohwa kwakuna vakasungwa kuna Mr. Timber vakarohwa vese vaya. Do you know kuti who sold out that information? Saka when we are responding to these things, musiyai my emotions hama dzangu. Kune vanhu vakarohwa vaenda kukumba kwa Mr. Timber. Vakasungwa izvezvi as we speak vari mumacells because of vana Gambakwe, because they are irresponsible. You get privileged information. Yaurufana cover as a journalist, you leak that information to the police. It's a fact, it's known. Animuruzona. Munhu unouya as a journalist, then you leak information to the police. Instead yekuti pauye reporter kuzokava nyaya pauya police kuzorova vanhu nekusunga vanhu. Attack me all you want, but I will speak because pane vanhu vakatosungwa because of recklessness yana Gambakwe. We are talking about people who were arrested in Harare vakarohwa vakamwa vakatotyoka makumbo because of recklessness yana Gambakwe. And you are telling me that we are talking about people's lives who are being put at risk because of my audios ari kuburiswa nana Gambakwe. And you are telling me to keep quiet. Guys, if you don't feel for other people, forget. Inini, I feel for other people. I feel for other people. I will never share such information. I'm a journalist. I will never share such information. I will never share such information. You are given things in confidentiality, in confidence. You leak those things to the police. Who does that? Now that vanhu vasungwa wawane wafaraka because you have your preferred leader wawinayo. The day richazouya that preferred leader achimpozwa kwamuri, you will start to understand this and don't come to me. When that day comes, pachauya a preferred leader wana Gambakwe, pachaburitswa pachena preferred leader wavo wavari kuda kuti aite take over, wavari kukambenera vachishandisa zita raChamisa, musi waachauya, don't come to me. Don't come to me muchizoti wakanga wazviona. Don't come to me. We are speaking in advance because we know these things. We know about these things. We know that there are several calls that vari kuita vachituma vanhu itaikona ningi mchivarekodha so that tinozopublisha nyaya dzese idzodzo. We know, but we don't care. We do not care. We do not care. Mr. Richmond, Gambakwe akatengesa information yevanhu vakasungwa 70 people vakasungwa vaya ndi Gambakwe akatengesa. It's known. It's known kuti ndiye akatengesa vanhu vakasungwa kuHarare in the past week vari kukwenda kukoti vakarohwa vamwe vakatyoka makumbo. It's Gambakwe. Vana Jameson Timber right now as we are speaking vakasungwa because of Gambakwe and his people. Because of Gambakwe and his people, vakasungwa right now. And you want us to keep quiet? Nyararai mega mkoma Richmond. I will never keep quiet when my comrades in the struggle are being arrested and harassed because of a man who calls himself a journalist. I will never. This is the reason why I am dedicating my time even to wake up early to do these videos, because I am disappointed with Mr. Gambakwe. And he must do the right thing. He must do the right thing. If you are listening to me clearly, I never said musaenda kuna Gambakwe. I never said that. I am saying Mr. Gambakwe siyanei nezvamuri kuita. And mimi kana muri spokesperson ake, then defend him, respond for him. He brought this issue to the public. We deal with it in the public. Aiwa, nyaya idzi dzaifanira kuperera kuseri. Akadzunza kuno, todzipedzera kuno. So you don't want us to respond to audio yaakatumira nezuro. Undati respond kwenani? You are not even questioning Gambakwe the reason why he leaked that audio. Unda kuti haana responde kuzvinhu izvozvo. If we don't challenge him, undati haana challenge. If we don't talk about this issue, undati haana zvitaure. Majaira kubhabhadzirana, inini handite zvinhu zvekubhabhadzirana, indotaura chokwadi. Our lives are in danger because of one man. We are not going to do that. Lives of dear people are in danger because of one man. We are not going to allow that. We are not going to allow that. Kana mimi musiri kuona anything wrong to do with these things, amaonero enyu. Inini I have time to respond to Mr. Gambakwe, and I will do. I will be here 24/7. So it is what it is. Continue kurwa sezvamuri kuita. Madeline, we are not fools. Madeline, you are fighting iwewe pana apa for Gambakwe. Isisu we are fighting from another angle. We know what we are dealing with right here. We are fighting this from another angle, and we know what we are doing. In Androvi Mgandakaviga Mpinyi, I tell the truth. He touched our platforms, we touch his platform. And Papa, I'm direct. I'm very, very direct. He touched our platforms, I touch his platforms. Mr. Richmond, never misrepresent facts. It's Gambakwe who said so, and I responded and said Gambakwe is saying. Never misrepresent facts. It's Gambakwe who started that issue. And I responded and said, that is not true. I said it's not true. Because these are comrades who are fighting for change. These are my comrades who fight for change. And Gambakwe is fighting those comrades who are fighting for change. Why? Why? And they've sent people to Ndrikutaura because we were called. We were called and we have the audios. When the time is right, we will play those audios. Takambomira kuti vaGambakwe vambopedza avo ma-audios. Tine edu evanhu vari kusendwa nana Mr. Gambakwe naana Gambakwe acho tinawo. Ezvinhu zvavari kuronga zvacho zvese nevanhu vari kushanda nawo ma-audio tinawo. Don't think kuti hatina. Tiri kuresponda izvezvi zvine miromo yedu because hatisi kuda kuescalate chinhu ichi. Tiri kuresponda because hatisi kuda kuescalate chinhu ichi. A time shall come. If we are compelled to do so, we will come with the audios because we have them. Dzevanhu vari kutumwa nana Gambakwe vacho, we have the audios. Dzevanhu vavari kutuma kutifonera isusu kuti tipinde pazvinhu zvavo. Anditi, inini I'm saying it public. You call me in private, uchida kuti iwewe ndirekode, ugozondiposta pa platform pako. I come to respond to you, Mr. Gambakwe. Stop sending people to call me vachindirekoda. Stop it. Because I will never change my position about Nelson Chamisa. I have been clear. Inini ndo supporter Nelson Chamisa. Nobody compelled me to do so. I believe in Nelson Chamisa. I voted for Nelson Chamisa. I support Nelson Chamisa as a person. Saka stop sending people to come and convince me kuti ndichauya inini mundochinja mafungiro angu because watuma vanhu kundifonera vachindirekoda. No. Don't do that. Don't do that. We know your issues. You wanted to record us. What recorder iwewe vanhu vako vachiti siyana na Chamisa ngatiite chimwe chinhu ichi. Maida kuti tire paka kana tati ndizvo moposta ma videos iwayo. Takazviziva kuti ndo zvamaida. This is the reason why you were calling all these medias. Pama medias ese ari kufonerwa each and every time achitepka. Ma media houses ese vari kufonerwa vachitepka. Why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? Uri kusenda munhu umwe chete anofonera uyo otaura the different thing, ofonera uyo. Muri kuzviitirei? Why are you doing that? Why are you trying to destroy other media houses? Amanje tinopindura mdara. Pachena tinouya topindura. Stop it. Stop it. Focus on your things. Focus on change. Leave our platforms. Leave our platforms and everybody who is working for change. Iwewe kana uri biggest media house. Uri biggest media house. Ndo kuona kwako. Why uri kurwisa mamwe ma media house madika? Aita say. Stop it. You don't do that. You don't. You don't do that because time tinayo kukupindurai and ndini ndiri kuuya ndizokupindurai. Because nandirovi mukandakaviga mpinyi nandina chandinotya, handina wandinotya, handina chandovhunduka, ndinoya ndozvitaura. Kana ndafa kana ndararama. That is my slogan, that is my motto. You see? Kana ndafa, struggle inokontinya. Kana ndararama, tinopinda munyika itsva. This is my slogan. So never think kuti we will lose our sleep. Endai kusadhiki kwamuri koko, but never come and misrepresent facts. Never make a mistake, mister, to come and misrepresent facts about NC, because tinokupindurai futi. Tinokupindurai futi zvakakwana, ndosaka tiri pano. Maya makajaira kuti munoita munosenda narratives pasina nokupindurai. Ndozvama makajaira kuti munouya moudza vanhu pasina nokupindurai. Isusu tinayo time yacho yekupindura because we have nothing to lose. We have nothing to lose and you have everything to lose. Saka tinokupindura. Tinotokupindura because iwo ndione agenda ka yekuderail change. Saka isinotoya totokupindura, hatimbokutye, hatimbokuhwande, tinoya tongozvitaura and zita rako tinotoritaura. So stop picking fights with people. We never fought you in the past. Waita nema dzako uchita zvese zvawaita, hatina mbotaura nezvako. We were quiet, doing our own things. But the moment you started calling us, the moment you started sending people to call us and record us, that moment you became an enemy. You declared war on us. You declared war on us. Because we serve a greater God who communicates in time. Saka zvimwe zvinhu pazvinozosara zvichiitika tine tatione alert yekuziva zvinhu mafambiro zviri kuita. Because God is on our side. Saka this whole issue of hijacking the protest, then forget about it. You will never hijack this protest. It's either you come and become part of it as a media house, or you become a ghost for good. I'm telling you, you become a ghost to this protest if you continue the way you are going, Mr. Gambakwe. Never think kuti vanhu vamuri kufamba navo Mr. Gambakwe vamuri kuda kuisa pa limelight. Vamuri kuti kana muka destroyer image ya Chamisa, vachava ma darlings of people. Never think kuti vachabudirira. Vari kupisa munda. Tererai kwandiri. Vari kupisa munda and they will be disappointed. They will be disappointed. I will not say much about it. But Mr. Gambakwe, your principles vari kupisa munda wechibage. Havabudirire. This has been said over a long time ago. And zvakuitika right now. This is the reason why we are courageously coming out to tell you vari kupisa munda. You tried by all means possible to send people to get information from us. They will never get anything. Kana mukasatoenda pane zviri pa public domain zvatataura izvozvo, never. You will never get anything from us. Because hatitaure zvinhu zvese zvakakosha, we will never say it. And you will never know kuti tiri kuconnecta nanani, tiri kutaura nanani. The protest will go on with or without you. With bishop or without bishop, the protest will go on. So never be overzealous kufunga kuti ndimega. That is not it. And you did disservice to bishop because you destroyed my ambitions angana of bishop. You destroyed an opportunity yangaina bishop You destroyed everything. But the truth shall come out. And we are saying it today so that pachazobuda chokwadi, the people of Zimbabwe will remember. This is the reason why I am responding. Pachazobuda chokwadi chese. You will remember this video. And you will rush to view it. And by the time you come to view it, vamwe venyu munenge manyadziswa. Some of you are kutituka panapa muchipika mafights asiri enyu, mune makunyara kudzoka pano kuzokomenda, hamuuyi muchikomenda live imi. Hamuzouyi muchikomenda because mune makunyara as individuals. So it is what it is. Mkoma Marcos, as long as you are here on my platform, I am going to say whatever I want. You to continue to say whatever you want. My message is not directed to you. My message is directed to Gambakwe, who is working with Mnangagwa to try and stop SADC protests. You will never stop those protests because you will never know kuti ndiani ari kuzvironga. You will never know. Are there people in the military working for those protests? I don't know. Why do you want to know? Are there any police people working in those protests? I don't know. Why do you want to know? Are there any CIOs working in that protest? I don't know. Why do you want to know, Mr. Gambakwe? Why do you want to know? Is Nelson Chamisa connected to the people planning the protests? I don't know. Why do you want to know, Mr. Gambakwe? Siyana ineka hunu kekuenda kunovunza. Ningi munomuziva here? Ningi muri kushanda naye here? Ningi munomuziva here? Ningi muri kushanda naye here? Siyana ineka hunu ikako. Stop discrediting others. Zvinonyadzisa. Ma-audios enyu ari kusendwa ari kunyadzisa. Ma-messages enyu amuri kusendera ari kunyadzisa vanhu. Zvinonyadzisa zvamuri kuita. Hey, African Beyond hazoti zvakati, hey, mama mutizviziva here, muri kuwirirana here nezvaari kutaura. Is that the position? Zvinonyadzisa, Mr. Man. Stop it. Because vanhu vamuri kusendera ma-message iwo muchingopedza vanobva vatisendera. Vanobva vatisendera because probably they believe in us more than you. And they have realized kuti Mr. Gambakwe munoda zvinhu. And they always bring you close to shame you. They always bring you close to shame you. And you will be shamed, Mr. Gambakwe. If you continue this way, you will be shamed. I pray kuti zvamafambira kusadhiki ikoko muchaita semunhu mukuru. And mucharega kubabauka because mukangobabauka chete inoperera kwamuri. We are here and ready to respond to you without fear, without favor. And this is hatiresponde takawanda ka. Toresponda tiri muHarare. And hapana zvamunotiita. Hanuzoda. This is who we are. Because we are genuine people. We have nothing to hide. We have nothing to run away. And we'll be telling people, Ndendripo, Ndindendishto, Manya, Pama protest iwayo, Ndendripo. Mr. Man, you are working for the system. So they will do nothing to you. They will do nothing to you. But our people are on the ground. Our people will be on the ground. Your agenda and your mission is something failed, and it will never work. It will never work. So, Shumba Chikara, continue working with Mr. Gambakwe, Mr. Shumba. I believe Gambakwe is your mate, and it's very important for you to stick to Gambakwe. It's very important for you to stick to Gambakwe. Continue working with Gambakwe. That is so well for you, so nice for you, Mr. Very Nice Shumba Chikara. Continue working for Gambakwe. And I will continue to work in my own way, fighting for change, because I believe in change. I don't believe in anything else. So, lastly, I do not hate Gambakwe. I do not hate Gambakwe. But I'm simply stating facts as they are. Gambakwe came and disrupted things. But lucky enough, people, as Gambakwe, he was treated with that doubt yekuti Gambakwe tomutrustera wakomana zvikanzi angatimbomuona kuti achinja here unhu hwake ndobva atumirwa dhami uyo amhanya nayo upload. You see, ndozvinoitika izvezvizvi. Vanhu vanokuunza pameeting yavari kukuita setup vachiziva unhu hwako. Vokuunza pameeting yavari kukuita setup vachiziva unhu hwako. Wouya woporonga zvese. Vakasvika vakaporonga ike zvine zvaakuzviisa papublic domain kuwedzera kuzvinyadzisa. Uchazoti chii kana chokwadi chikazobuda pachena. So grow up, Mr. Gambakwe. Grow up. Use this opportunity to cover the events of August the same way every media house will be covering. Musada kuchita chinhu chenyu. Every media house will be given an opportunity to cover the August protests equally, and every media house will get the necessary information. Kana zvatanga kuitika, every media house will get the necessary information, and that is what is going to happen. Zvana Gambakwe izvi zvekuti tisu tine chimuti ndezvavo. And inini, I'm not the one who is organizing protests. Inini ndiriko kumedia and information haisati yabuda. I'm just doing my part. The same way Gambakwe is doing his part, I'm doing my part. Gambakwe posts anything to do with vanhu vasine naye, we respond. And regai Gambakwe aramba achiposta, ticharamba tichingoresponda. Muchati guta pano, vanashumba nevamwe. Muchati guta because we are here to speak about these issues. It is what it is. We continue to watch and see. Kwazvinoperera. But vanhu veZimbabwe, change is coming. When you see these things happening, this is a clear indication. Yekuti vakuru vari kutya. This is the reason why they are putting all resources to try and derail the struggle. But before you attack me, before you do anything, remember vanhu vakaunzwa naTinashe Jonasi pa platform pa Gambakwe through Gambakwe, vakakonectwa kuna Tinashe Jonasi through Gambakwe, vamwe vacho vakavhiringidzwa, vamwe vacho they are missing up to this day. That is an honest truth, and we will never let that to happen again.